Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching another video. So today we're going to be checking out a knife from a company that I've been trying to get a hold of for a while now, but whenever I look for them, they're completely sold out. Good news is that their US site has launched. Let me introduce you to Mcusta knives from Seki, Japan. And of course, if at the ending of the video you feel like purchasing the knife mentioned in this video, make sure you check out the link in the description below. Alright, before beginning, the actual correct pronunciation is Mcusta. So there's a lot of people out there pronouncing it Mcusta, which is fine too. They're going to understand what you're talking about. But really, right there, the pronunciation is Mcusta. Let's just open this up really quickly so we can see what's in here. This beautiful folding knife, which we'll get into the specifics in just a little bit, but just to show you the beautiful ironwood pattern. Look at the depth. You can see just way down in there. Beautiful. All right, you know what, we're going to begin. Let's start off with some size references. Now, when you find this knife online, it could be called a couple of different things. Here's the model number. It's MC-125D. Now, I've seen it listed without the zero. I've seen it called a bunch of different names. It's very hard to tell the difference between online. I think the older or the larger version or smaller version was called the Wave. I believe this one can be found under Tactility is the name of that one there. Well, of course, let's start off with some quick size references. So there it is next to a Sharpie, standard size Sharpie. Let's put that up here. And let's get the larger permanent marker down here. All right, drink that in. Gonna turn it that way so you can get a reference this way, but the thickness of the permanent marker versus the standard one here on the right. All right, let's get some size comparisons with the blade open. So here again, standard size Sharpie. You can see it next to a pen. There we go. It's more actually like the length of the body of the pen. All right, set that down. You can see what that looks like there. Rotate it around this way. All right, let's get a good idea for how thick the handles are this way as well as this way. And I'm telling you guys right now, you're going to be surprised at just how evenly these grooves line up with your grip. All right, so here is a pair of chopsticks. That's the thick side. That's the thin side. Going to switch it back around to the thick side. And a little bit thinner. Little bit thinner. Okay, here's the thin side. Can be a little bit thicker. Bring it around to the handle side. So there's a size reference there. And I think that's probably going to be closer to a permanent marker size. Yeah, right about there. All right, let's have a look at the blade thickness. And as another size reference, here is the knife in my hand, closed up. And this is what it looks like with the blade open. All right, let's have a look at the thickness of the blade here. So that looks like it's going to be about 2/4 thick, maybe about 1/4 thick, and it goes down to about a dime right down there at the tip. So just to kind of give you a reference, here is 1/4. There we go. Okay, and then up here by the thumb studs, about 2/4. About 2/4 thick there. And then we'll try to get down here at the point. That point looks like it's right about the dime, size of a dime, thickness of a dime. Oh, look at that. And of course, on to our weight reference. I like to have my EDC blades weigh right around the same weight as a deck of cards, coming in at 3.4 ounces. And the Mcusta folder I got today coming in at 3.7. Very doable, very close. Now, the name Mcusta is a combination of two words, machine and custom, basically combining new technology with traditional craftsmanship. And if you can see, ever so suggestively, ghostively, you can see the Damascus pattern on the background of this box. Now, they also have a kitchen knife brand, which is really good. We're going to be having a look at one of those maybe in the next video. And another brand that they own are Seki scissors. So if you need a good pair of kitchen scissors, have a look at those too. Alright, now that the size references and weight references are out of the way, here's some quick information about Mcusta. They've been around for about 20 years now, owned by the Hasegawas, on its second generation owners now, and they are out of Seki, Japan, which, if you didn't know, has been making great swords since the 13th century. And if you wanted an analogy, pretty much like what Kentucky is to bourbon, Seki is to blades nowadays. So they've got all the great natural resources out there to make great blades, and that's where this company is from. Alright, let's spend some time here looking at these beautiful ironwood handles. Now, they say 60% of the work is done by machine, 40% is hand assembled and customized. And I'm just trying to move this around so you can see this beautiful texturing, grain structure on these handles. A lot of yellow and blonde in there with some black, brown, and red. You just can't see the 3D effect, the depth of the grain structure in here. It's so nice. And these grooves fit perfectly in my grip. I wonder if this side is a little bit nicer. Oh, yeah, there you go. You can see the yellows in there. Just look at that. The light just catching those finger grooves. Hand polished. They do use machines, but it is done by hand. Also hand assembled. I believe these are T6 torque screws. That one's going to be a little bit bigger. That's probably like a, I don't know, like a 10. Just beautiful all the way around. Let me show you the grip. Oh, double thumb stud opener on both sides. The clip is also reversible. This is a tip-up carry. So you just undo those T6s and move the clip around to the other side. Okay. There is my grip. It just fits so perfectly in there. Nice little jimping up here on the top. Man, that feels good. Perfectly fitted for my fingers. Perfectly fitted. Alright, I'm going to swing around to give you guys a closer shot at that pocket clip. Oh, look at how that dip matches up with that right there. Perfectly hits that high point in the groove. Deep pocket clip, guys. That's going to go all the way up there. No back spacer. Standard kind of standoffs there. I love the way that looks. Very clean, very airy, very open, very easy to clean. Closer look again at those T6 screws. You would just remove those and then switch the clip to the other side. Liners have been stamped out and polished. Again, this is a liner lock. We can see the liner that moves right underneath the base of the blade there. And very easy to close with one hand because of these cutouts in here and the jimping on the arm from the lining. So again, you just move it over to the side, close it with one hand. And I don't know what kind of washer system they're using on the pivot, or I don't know, it might be bearing. I think it's most likely a washer, but this thing absolutely flies open. We'll do that once more. Again, easy to close with one hand, and it goes bam. Very fast, very slick opening. And here is what that deep pocket clip is going to look like when it's sitting in your pocket. Knife will absolutely vanish. That's what it's going to look like. And actually, without looking at the knife, these notches that are cut out in here look really nice when the clip is just kind of hanging out there on your pocket. It's a nice detail. And on to the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's talk about that steel. Again, manual dual thumb stud openers. The action is so smooth. Blade just flies right open. Here is a look at that beautiful Damascus pattern. We got some waves in here. Big old knot up here. Move it around to this side so I can show you the pattern on the other side. This blade shape, it's not exactly a clip point or a drop point. Drop point would come straight and come down. Clip point would dip in here. That's more triangular shape. I would say that's more of a spear point. The grind here is a flat grind right up until it hits this shoulder right here. Got a nice plain edge on there. But so beautiful. Now, according to their website, it's a 16-layered Damascus, and so this is not the traditional way of making Damascus, right? It's not made in a crucible. So most of the time now, it's forge welded. So from what I can understand on the website, it's 16 layers. So they get two types of steel. one has to be more resistant to the etching than the other. That's how you get the wavy pattern. So they most likely will layer it maybe by 8. They'll forge weld it together, so it'll smush down. They'll cut it, fold it, and then it'll be 16 layers. And they'll get that down to a billet. And from there, what they do is, if you notice, the bottom of this doesn't have any waves because most likely that's the VG10 core. So they'll get those 2 billets, put the VG10 in between it, forge weld that together, draw it down, smash it down, and then you'll have your sheet of what this is. And then they laser cut it, and that's how you get the shape on here too. They hand polish it, grind it down, and that's how you get this beautiful blade shape and this beautiful Damascus pattern on here. Just incredibly done. All right, let's go cut some stuff. All right, let's go after some newspaper here, right on the corner. Let's see here. Ooh, yeah. Wow. That's from the sharpening choil all the way down to the point. That's what I'm trying to get in here. Yeah. You can't even hear it snagging. It's a true slicing motion. I'm just pushing it through. Just pushing it. We'll do one more. Alright, let's try something a little more substantial. Alright, let's take a few slices from this cork here. No problem. One chip. I guess we'll do 5 of these cuts. See how thin I can get these. Oh, that was horrible, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll try to go here. Nope, that was even worse. There we go. That's a little better. One more. All right, let's move on to some hardwood. Well, all right, guys, I've been working on this tip here, just trying to get it to a point. This is one of the legs for my target stands, and this is just, you know, it's just really hard wood. It's not really meant to be carved up like this, but just been smashing this edge right into this really hard wood. And after this, we'll test it back on the newspaper to see if it's still as advertised. Oh, almost feels so bad. Just such a beautiful looking blade against this really ridiculously hardwood on there. All right, I think that's good. Let's try it on some newspaper again. All right, let's go after this edge right here, that little peak. Oh yeah, it's weird. It feels like it just even got sharper. No resistance. You know, I'm coming in at a really steep angle too, you know, not even trying to... Oh man, look at that. Absolutely razor sharp. Once again, guys, this knife is from Mcusta. Here is the model number here, MC-125D. Again, I think I found it under the name Tactility. This is going to be an awesome gift for somebody super important in your life. Very quick action, beautiful Damascus steel pattern, beautiful ironwood handles. I would consider that definitely an gentleman's, maybe even an executive knife. It is absolutely a stunner. Remember, if you want to purchase this knife, make sure you check out the link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.